This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Police are looking for whoever's responsible for vandalizing a pro-life office.
Use their kind words to influence public opinion as opposed to putting lives in danger.
We spoke to neighbors who felt the national divide over abortion right in their backyard.
And we are just a week away from the Oregon primary, and gun violence is top of mind for many voters. Coming up this morning, what law enforcement says is driving this crime wave.
And this morning, we are waking you up with the sights and not the smells, unfortunately, of coffee from Jola Cafe. This is in the St. John's neighborhood of Southwest Portland. They are getting ready for the day, putting their pastries out. Oh my goodness, look at that whole tray of them.
Things. Wow.
Yeah, so Jola Cafe is best known for their artisan coffee, avocado toast, people, and breakfast burritos. We're going to check back in with them throughout sunrise.
Look at Rod. Assume the position. He was leaning over the desk.
They look good, right?
They do.
Yeah. Sometimes we zoom in close enough, but often we don't, man. Zoom into that food. All right, you guys done?
Are you done is the question.
Yeah, all right, here we go. Hey, it's cool out, but it's not as chilly as it was 24 hours ago. Yesterday at this time, at least half of this map showed 30s. Now we're at 43 in Tigard, 45 in Portland. We are dry out there. We have some breaks in the cloud deck. It is 37 in Scappoose. It is 38 degrees out in Forest Grove. Winds are light. Everybody here is holding in the 40s. There's Salem. Good morning, Marion County, 45 for you. So to the bus stop we go. We'll call it cool and dry out the door, about 42 on average. Should be dry, 52, and this is mainly a dry day. I just have one reason to think, well, there could be a spotty shower, but otherwise completely dry, and we should get up to about 60 degrees, which, as you know, has been no small feat as of late. Back to you.
It sure has not. Rod, thank you. Developing this morning, police are looking for the suspect or suspects connected to an overnight shooting. This happened in Gresham around 10 o'clock last night on Northeast 190th Avenue, just off of Gleason. Officers on scene found a person who'd been shot. That person is in the hospital this morning, but we don't know their condition. We'll certainly update you when we get new details coming in.
Police are investigating an arson case at a pro-life group's office building in Kaiser. This happened 10:30 Sunday night. Investigators found evidence of Molotov cocktails at the Oregon Right to Life building on River Road there in Kaiser. Police say someone tried to break a window at that office building. No one was hurt, not a ton of damage, but we did talk with neighbors who live right behind the building.
It's not a good feeling, especially knowing we have grandkids that play in the backyard. And
the fire comes just days after someone leaked that Supreme Court draft opinion suggesting the court may overturn Roe versus Wade, the decision that legalized abortion. In Wisconsin, police responded to a similar arson Sunday that did a lot more damage. Police in Kaiser asking anyone with photos or video of the fire or suspicious activity to share them with investigators. Well, the man suspected of setting fire to a Portland mosque and vandalizing 2 synagogues was in court. 34-year-old Michael Bivens faces several counts of bias crimes. Yesterday, he pleaded not guilty to arson, criminal mischief, and intimidation. He's accused of vandalizing a synagogue and Congregation Beth Israel, in addition to allegedly trying to set fire to the Muslim Community Center of Portland on North Vancouver. The judge set bail at $45,000, despite the state requesting Bivens be held behind bars. He's due back in court on May 17th.
Well, we are just a week away from the Oregon primary, and with gun violence top of mind for many voters, we're hearing from investigators on the front lines who say there has been a huge increase in drug-related crime.
Yeah, their view is that much of it's tied to a ballot measure voters approved in 2020. Pat Doris took a closer look on this story.
Measure 110 essentially decriminalizes small amounts of hard drugs. Instead of criminal penalties, the law calls for treatment centers to be set up all over the state. I got to talk with Sergeant Matt Ferguson, the leader of Multnomah County Sheriff's Office Special Investigation Unit, about how the measure has changed their work.
Ferguson is willing to show us drugs and guns seized recently in 2 separate cases. Those little blue pills are fentanyl.
And it's everywhere. It's everybody we contact. I have a couple of cases that are back-to-back cases we did this week, and in each case it's fentanyl possession and stolen handguns, and this is almost everything we do right now.
How much does Measure 110 have to do with it?
Measure 110 has everything to do with it.
Ferguson said because Measure 110 reduced possession for small amounts of drugs, including oxycodone, the drug business has flourished.
The fentanyl pills are counterfeit OxyContin pills. And by decriminalizing that, it's basically legitimized criminal organizations, and the drug possession, use, and sale is just rampant with very little consequences, and it's taken away our tools as police officers to sort of interdict that.
Reported drug offenses in Portland dropped from 880 the year before Measure 110 went into effect to 364 the year after. Police still do have some tools, and Ferguson was involved in a bust last June in which investigators found 500 fentanyl pills along with 44 firearms, 2 of which were machine guns, and 1,000 grams of methamphetamine. Oregon has long been a favorite distribution hub for drug cartels in Mexico who seem to like the I-5 corridor. It's possible that the passage of Measure 110 came at the same time that cartels were increasing their distribution of fentanyl, making it easier for users and dealers in Oregon.
Fentanyl is a lot easier to produce. It's a lot easier to ship because heroin has a very distinct smell. It's expensive. It's hard to make. You have to get it here. Dogs will alert to it if you have a odor-seeking dog. It's just hard to get. Fentanyl is super easy. It's pill form. You can get thousands of them relatively easily. They sell for as little as $3 a pill. And heroin is as much as $100 a gram. So if I'm a user, which Portland has this massive user base, fentanyl is just the way to go. It's just a better business model for the cartel.
I also got a chance to ride along with the sheriff's office as they staked out a local hotel that's been a problem spot for drug deals. You can see my full report now on the KGW YouTube channel.
Here are some of the other headlines that we're following for you this morning. Relatives took the stand to defend Nancy Crampton Brophy. She's the romance novelist accused of killing her husband, Dan Brophy, a chef and instructor at the Oregon Culinary Institute. Nancy's niece testified about the stability of Brophy's relationship, supporting the defense argument that Nancy couldn't have killed Dan because they were in love. At some point, we expect Brophy to take the stand in her own defense. The judge says the trial should wrap up by the end of next week. Also making a court appearance, an alleged robber who used a hammer as a weapon. Portland police say Luke Andrade went after the victim Saturday night on an I-84 overpass near Northeast Grand Avenue. He's pleaded not guilty to the crime. Witnesses say the attacker demanded the victim's coat and wallet. He was arrested nearby inside the convention center. The victim is expected to survive. And police have now identified the man accused of shooting and killing a woman late Sunday night in southeast Portland. 25-year-old Wyatt Belcher faces charges of murder and unlawful use of a weapon. The woman was found dead on the East Bank Esplanade near Salmon Street around 11:45. No word yet on a possible motive. There have been at least 35 homicides this year in the city of Portland alone. And that's a look at some of your Monday morning headlines.
Let's talk traffic for a second because work on 2 tunnels on Portland's Northwest Cornell Road nearly complete, but the city has yet to set a reopening date. That's because crews say they're waiting on a permit that would allow PGE to finish all the electrical work. Since August, drivers have had a detour using Highway 26 or West Burnside, and they say traffic has become an issue.
You have to hope that there's enough of an opening to cross Skyline. But since traffic is backed up bumper to bumper on the other side, there's no way for you to get in.
The city hopes to set a reopening date in the coming weeks.
Well, starting tomorrow, you can buy permits to visit the historic Columbia River Highway in the Gorge this summer. You have to have one between May 24th and September 5th from 9 to 6 every day along what's known as the Waterfall Corridor. This is an effort to reduce big crowds in the area. It's super popular. You can buy those permits online, 1 per car. They do allow you to drive through the region, but they don't guarantee you a parking spot at those very busy trailheads. Buses and people on bikes will not have to buy a permit.
It's been such an issue, divided right down the middle. You know, people don't want the crowd, so they understand it. Other people say, hey, this is, you know, we should be able to get here for free. So
Well, I just hope people have space, because if you get there and it's crowded and you bought your permit and you still don't have a place to park, I can see some people getting up.
Well, they are timed, so if everybody follows the rules, we should be golden.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like today's semi-dry forecast finally.
And hitting 60.
Wow.
A more
May.
appropriate slogan would be
70. Yeah.
All right, here's Timberline. Already bright enough. Look, guys, you can see the camera up there. Sun coming up about a quarter till, what time is it? 5:10. Sun comes up about a quarter till 6 this morning. It is dry, and all the Cascade passes are fine this morning. Yesterday they were snow covered, but this morning I think you'll find traveling a piece of cake. 37 is the current temperature up at the lodge. They're not reporting, but I did look. 37 is the temp. You can see some thin spots in the clouds, but mostly cloudy over the downtown and the West Hills currently. 46 is the number out of PDX this morning. We're basically in the middle of the weather system, so we have a nice quiet day coming our direction. I'm saying that the air aloft is still cold enough that with expected sun, we could pop a spotty shower this afternoon, especially over the mountains here on the west side. There will be some scattered shower activity east of the Cascades today. Here are the current numbers. Freezing out east again. There's John Day 30. Baker City's in the mid-20s. We have 30s at the coast, 36 in Newport, 37 now in Kelso, but Portland and Salem are holding in the mid-40s. Here's Futurecast. Shows that spotty shower chance on the west side later today, and the obviously scattered shower pattern out east. 7-day forecast number 61 today, 63 tomorrow. Nice quiet couple of days, really. Then the rain comes in Wednesday, overnight, and Thursday, and this could be a good soak. Some of the modeling is showing maybe a half of an inch. Then we have a few showers Friday. This was unclear. Now it's not. Rain is coming in with a pretty good surge of warmer air on Saturday, and then Sunday showers. But notice with the weekend rain, temps still expected to be up into the 60s. That's some improvement. Back to you.
It's a little bit. Yeah, we're heading the right direction, Rob. Thank you. Coming up next, support, education, and advocacy. That's the mission of an organization helping Beaverton recognize signs of mental illness. That story in 2 minutes.